Yeah, I absolutely recommend Ray Dalio's book, Principles. It's great book. Very heavy. great book. So let's talk. About entrepreneurs. What are the best applications entrepreneurs can use AI for?
So the 5 areas that I think a lot of entrepreneurs should be looking at is prospecting, sales, onboarding, HR, basically onboarding employees, and data manipulation.
Okay.
So we can take those one at a time. I would say that with each one of these, there's going to be a similar sort of, call it a DAO of what you're going to be looking for, which is you want to be looking for systems or processes that have clear inputs and clear outputs. And often that's harder than it sounds. Take for example, if you're a professional accountant, maybe your input is looking at the P&L statement, but you have a lot of fuzzier inputs than just a P&L statement. You've also been talking with your client, you've been understanding their goals, their fears, their age, demographics. You have a lot more inputs than just the P&L statement in front of you. And that's the same way with a lot of processes that we would want to be automating. The reality is that we don't know what inputs allow the human to do the job. But if you can extract out those inputs and create clear outputs, then that is a step of your business's process that can be automated. And ChatGPT's gunshot moment was doing this with text, but there's also text, images. We're starting to do it with video. Audio is much further ahead than most people realize. So there's the capabilities of AI is just increasing more and more and more. But the thesis statement you'd be thinking about is, where is a bottleneck in my business? Where's a bottleneck in the business that has clear inputs and outputs, that is repetitive, and then whatever is the nature of it, text, video, audio, complex, multi-step, single step, it doesn't matter. AI is advancing to the point where you can engineer the protocol of how AI is going to approach it. Maybe it's not a single prompt, maybe it's multiple prompts, maybe it's multiple moving pieces coming together, but you can build that without a developer. I mean, I love working with developers. I work with developers for 6+ years at this point, but you can build this with no-code tools, just with some entrepreneurial grit.
Right. So can you give us like a practical example for each of the 5 areas you identified?
Perfect. Yeah. So let's go with sales. So inside of sales, there are parts of your sales process. From one example that we did with one of our sister companies was on the website we put a chatbot that takes in customer information and then schedules calls. The entire business model is based around a key person of influence, sort of a branding model. So the founder of that company has a lot of content on their YouTube channel and social media, and it's all about how to get a personal assistant, how to get someone to double your time, and ultimately, hopefully, start you on the journey of removing yourself as a bottleneck, actually. And people go on the website wanting to know information about how to hire a personal assistant, how to train them properly, how to handle issues that arise, how to proceed with that. And so we put all that information into that chatbot on the website so they could ask questions as if they were getting coached by the founder in that moment. And if they are liking the coaching, then of course they can enter in their email and schedule a call to potentially proceed. So that's an example of a sales a process that we added AI in.
Okay. So what about onboarding then?
Onboarding is a similar thing. There's a company right now that I'm in talks with about doing exit planning. They have a platform for exit planning, and that's a really scary thing that a lot of businesses go through. But if they have a coach or somebody kind of walking through and break that down to a step-by-step process, it becomes a lot more achievable, let's say. Absolutely. And so, but their platform is quite complex. There's a lot of moving pieces. And so right now, talks with them about adding in AI to guide that onboarding process based on wherever they're at. So the inputs is that, the user enters in like the reports or financial information, but if they're confused at any steps, there's any point where they don't know, then the AI can be there to be helping them walk through. This is more, once again, another chatbot example. I think a lot of good examples don't need chatbots, but this is another example of using a chatbot to help the onboarding process in that particular business that has a very long onboarding process.
Right. So in both examples you gave, I think what AI is used for it's to improve efficiency, right? And therefore save costs.